Can you imagine a real maintenance culture? One that applies not just to roads or power, but to all our infrastructure, our water systems, our hospitals, our schools, our public transport, and the buildings we depend on every day. Not as an afterthought, not as an emergency response, but as a system. Because in Nigeria, we know how to build. We commission, we cut ribbons, we celebrate completion, and then we move on until something breaks. Because infrastructure does not fail suddenly. It fails gradually, when small cracks are ignored, when drains are left blocked, when inspections stop at commissioning. And by the time failure is visible, it's already expensive. Not just in money, but in safety, in productivity, in trust. And when it fails, we don't ask what was neglected. We ask, how much will repairs cost? We mobilize contractors, approve emergency funds, patch, restore, reopen, and call it progress. And this is not only about government. A maintenance culture must exist in the private sector too. In estates that ignore drainage, in hospitals that neglect equipment, in schools that wait for collapse before repair, in companies that replace systems only when they fail publicly. Maintenance is not a ministry problem. It is a mindset problem. Real maintenance culture is not repairs or emergency response. It is planning for wear before it shows, budgeting for care before collapse, assigning responsibility before handover, not after failure. A real maintenance culture changes the question. Not who will fix this, but who is responsible for keeping this working. It moves us from reaction to accountability. Because when maintenance becomes normal, failure becomes rare. Breakdowns stop being dramatic. Repairs stop being urgent. And infrastructure stops feeling temporary. The steps to attaining a maintenance culture don't require reinvention. They require discipline. Maintenance clauses embedded in contracts. Multi-year responsibility tied to performance. Clear ownership after construction. Dedicated maintenance budgets. Routine inspections that prevent failure, not announce it. And transparency, so neglect becomes visible before failure becomes expensive. Because when maintenance is expected, everything changes. Contractors plan differently, materials improve, shortcuts become costly, and infrastructure begins to age with dignity. Can you imagine a real maintenance culture? One where we stop admiring what we build and start caring for what we depend on. Not slogans, not emergency fixes, just systems that are designed to still be working long after the applause ends. Can you imagine?